Are we going? Should we just start? What's happening?
All right.
Yeah.
You?
Good, yeah.
I'm Myles. Nice to meet you.
And you? Nice to meet you, I think.
12 months
12
ago.
months.
12 months ago, we released. Is it a podcast? Is this a podcast?
I think this is a podcast.
I don't even.
Is it a podcast?
I
Andrew, is it
see
a
it as a
podcast?
chat between two friends.
Podcast. Yeah.
And if anyone's interested in the off-plan market, it's worth watching.
Yeah.
And if they're not, you might as well switch off now, to be quite frank.
Well, they can look at us. I mean, we're fairly good-looking people.
You are, mate. You are. I've got a
very
face.
kind.
I've got a face for the radio.
Should have gone to Specsavers, but that's fine. We'll take it. I'll
But
take it.
33,000 people, right? 33,000 people. Considering I've got sort of 4 friends in the world,
I've got
so
two,
I'm
you're
going to
doing
put it down to 32 and a lot. 1,000 were your followers, and maybe I've got 3 or 4 mates. My nan might have watched it. But 33,000 people watched our content last time. We were talking about the off-plan team. We were talking about building the off-plan team and what the goal was. So it's quite interesting to look back at the last 12 months and go, did it go to plan? Why don't we start with the negatives? Have you had any dramas?
Oh, dramas. There's dramas always dramas, but it's how well you handle those dramas, isn't it?
Go on.
That's what.
Go on.
that's
What's the most difficult thing that we've...
What is the most difficult thing? I think, look, let's be realistic. We've recruited very well overall. We've had a couple of people that have come and gone for various reasons. Some worse than others, let's say. Talk a very good game at interview, sell themselves very, very well, but can't actually sell property. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
I can say that?
Like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, you're right. I mean, there's 30 or 40 massive success stories of people, but there's 1 or 2 car crashes.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
It doesn't work all the time.
Why?
I think, look, we do things very differently to other brokerages out there. We recruit a different caliber of broker. Is that fair to say? Slightly more top tier.
Yeah. Older, more experienced. Grayer.
Yeah, bolder.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wiser.
Sometimes.
Come on, you got to work with me on this one. But no, like I said,
we're not the average agency.
We're not the average agency. We're not going to sit here and hold your hand. We're not going to teach you what a reservation agreement or an SPA is.
If they don't know what that is,
they don't know what it is. They're probably exactly. We will support and we will guide and we will run training sessions, but they're a more mature training session. They're a more advanced level of training session.
Yeah.
The sessions that Nathan and I run on a Wednesday for off plan. We're talking about leveraging and do you know what I mean? Like other things that a junior broker wouldn't normally understand.
Yeah, it's very advanced. It's very serious. It's very senior, and it works. But I think that goes your department goes hand in hand with Phoenix, which is not recruiting 20, 30 juniors out of the UK every month. Yeah. We've done that. I've done that in previous companies that I've been involved with, and that's not Phoenix.
No, absolutely. And this is one thing that I want to touch on as well. In that look. You are probably, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but you're probably the only CEO, chairman who's built not 1, but 2 companies. Both very successful companies. One in a very traditional model, and now one in a more elite sort of model.
No, I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
I'll take it. I'll
take it as you. But yeah, I mean, how does that make you feel, for argument's sake?
It's good, but I mean, it's nice to do something twice and prove it to yourself and to prove it to the market. Yeah, there is a level of pride in that because people can get lucky. Maybe 19 years ago, they would have said you were in the right place at the right time. And I guess there was some merit to that. Yeah. But to do it again, it's pretty cool. And I appreciate that. And I do see it as a compliment. And it's to do it twice is...
What were the fundamental changes that you made?
Quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with quantity. There's a lot of agencies in Dubai which are built on quantity. They are bringing in 20 people a month. They've got a 200, 300 man sales team. That's okay. I'm not here to judge anybody. But it's not what I want. Yeah. Or, it's not what I wanted to do with Phoenix. And we went down that mindset of we only want quality brokers. But the reality is all company owners will sit here and say the same thing. We only want the best brokers, but they can't get them. Because if you're a good broker, why would you tolerate accepting 50 or 60% when there's us out there?
But over and above that, why would you tolerate being told that you have to be in the office from 9 to 5?
Ridiculous. No, you're right. It's not just the commission structure.
Yeah.
I think that's where people misunderstand us, because they think about just the commission structure and they don't realize that there's an awesome training sessions. You've got that autonomy. You've got the freedom. You don't need to turn up at 9 o'clock because you've got, it's a mature way of managing. It's a mature way of running a company. And it's worked.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Which is interesting,
cool.
actually. Just as we were walking out, we were having a conversation that, it's such a nice place to be.
It's awesome.
You look around, everybody gets on. And when I mean everybody, and I'm not just saying that because we're on camera, but literally everybody gets on. There is no acrimony in that company.
We've got a lovely team.
And everybody's having intelligent conversations.
Do you know the entrepreneur James Caan? So I read his book, and he's got an awesome expression in there, which is observe the masses and then do the opposite. And I really buy into that.
Yeah.
I've done that in a few various things in my life. But I think with Phoenix, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade. Everyone was doing 50-50 or 60-40. And I just went, no, we went, no, let's do something different.
Yeah.
So we observed the masses, then we did the opposite. And I think that's quite interesting, because when people come in to meet me for an interview, they think I'm going to try and persuade them to join. And I'm like, no, we're now rejecting more people than we're accepting. So we're not going to try and persuade you to join us. Average payout last year was 77%, which of course is the 80% model that we pay, minus the marketing contribution. It averaged out across the board at 77%. Nobody else is offering 77%. Nobody else is paying 77% with the freedom, with the flexibility, with the ability to do sales and rentals.
And offline.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's everything, yeah. It's teaching people, I mean, from my perspective, it teaches people entrepreneurship. It teaches people to run their own business. They've got to manage the expenses, they've got to manage the sales, they've got to drive the marketing themselves and everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really does teach people how to run your own business, but without all the risks attached to running your own business.
Look, we've lost 2 people. 2 people have left Phoenix and gone back to what I call the high street model, the typical larger brokerages. So we've lost 2 people to the high street agencies, but we've brought over 75 people into the company.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If we're bringing in 75 solid brokers from the high street agencies and we lose 2, I'm all right with that. I can live with that.
And I think the key factor there is that we're recruiting more better brokers and losing the ones that just don't fit.
Yeah.
Maybe they feel like they're out of their league.
100%.
And there was somebody who said to me the other day, like, Phoenix is the Real Madrid of the footballing world. But
keep in mind, I know nothing about football, mate.
Me neither. But I think that's a good analogy.
What do they do?
Apparently they're good. Apparently they're really, really good. So the fact that, I think what they were trying to imply is that, we cherry pick from the top.
We do.
We're not just taking on, it's not an academy. You're not training people.
Absolutely,
you're just sort of, cherry picking the right people who know what they're doing, and they just want bigger slice of the pie, a bit more independence, a bit more freedom, to be treated like an adult.
Yeah.
Not like a child.
Yeah.
It's not school.
I find it funny when I see brokers who leave one of the high street agencies to go to another one.
Yeah.
And it's like you're moving sideways to go from company A to company B.
Yeah.
Why? Because they've got a nicer office, or they've got a whatever, do their shred fasts on a Monday, whatever gimmick it is. You're moving sideways in your career, which to me is bonkers. Surely you want to move up.
Yeah.
You want to improve. And I think that's where I conducted an interview last week, and he was a lovely guy. And he said to me, Myles, everyone else has built a school and you've built the university.
Yeah.
And I like that. And I thought that's the natural progression, is it? You're supposed to step up in your career. You're not meant to move sideways and go from one school to the next school. You're supposed to move up. And I like that, and I think it goes back to the point you're making, that we're cherry picking the right people,
and we're doing the exact same thing on the off-plan side of things. I mean, when you say that you are selective with who you take on, I'm even more selective. And I hate to say it, and it makes it sound like,
No,
you know
I'm
what?
more selective.
No, I'm more selective. But if you're not somebody who I think will fit with the team,
Yeah,
then I'm really sorry, but you're not right for us.
100%.
You know, and we have to be selective because we've got such a great team in there now. Everybody's billing, everybody's happy, everybody's independent.
Yeah.
If they come up with a very, very tricky objection or a problem, or, you know, they can't get the right unit, that's the time they're calling me and they're going, Shah, I need this. And 9 times out of 10, I'm using my connections to pull the strings and go, right, okay, I can get you this, or I can't get you that, or, you know, and let's be honest, I don't stop until I say I can.
Yep.
You know,
No, I love that.
there's a lot of stuff that we're doing over in Abu Dhabi at the moment, and, you know, they are really, you know, the stock is very difficult to get.
Let's talk more about Abu Dhabi, because I know that you're leaning towards Abu Dhabi, and I know that you're very pro Abu Dhabi. And I know that you've also pied off a couple of different agencies, developers in Dubai. Tell us your thought process there.
So look, I always, you know, lead with I'm an investor first before being a broker or a team leader or anything like that. I think with my investor head on. And I see Abu Dhabi as Dubai 10 years ago. Now, knowing what we know happened in Dubai over the last 10 years, I just think you'd be mad not to consider Abu Dhabi as an investment opportunity.
Okay.
And I think that's, you know...
You're trying to sell it to me now?
I'm trying to sell it to you. I will sell it to you.
Okay.
You just don't know it yet. But the opportunity there, I think from a brokerage perspective, from an investor perspective, from, you know, from a company perspective, is that the opportunity is huge.
Okay. Favorite development?
Hodaria Island by Modon, government developer. I always say they're almost akin to Nakheel, own the majority of the land over there, 84%, nearly 85% government owned. And then you've got Aldar, who are great. They're very similar to Emaar, government owned again, but they sort of JV with Modon, should we say? It's like Sadia is 60% owned by Modon, but built by Aldar. So they JV.
I didn't know that. Good.
Yeah, I've been geeking out a little bit over it. But yeah, so look, I think that's where the future is. Dubai is getting very saturated. 86,000 brokers in Dubai. That number blew my mind when I
earns my stuff. 86,000 brokers.
That's a population
really?
City.
Yeah, 85,000 of them I wouldn't want to work for,
100%.
to be quite frank.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some brutal agents out there.
Yeah, and do you know what they do? And the irritating thing is, look, I don't mind anybody giving it a good go to try and make a better life for themselves, for their families or whatever. What I don't like is the complaining and the whinging and, you know, the leads are bad and this is bad and, you know, Dubai's not for everyone and it's got no soul and this. It's not for you. Yeah, it's just not for you. You've seen it on a podcast or you've seen it on an Instagram reel that somebody's driving, I don't know, a Ferrari and a Bentley and they've only been here 3 minutes and like, I want a piece of that pie. So you've got on a plane and come here, actually not willing to do the work.
That's the 1%, isn't it? That's the 1%.
Yeah.
You don't see the failure stories, but 86,000 brokers in one city. That's horrendous.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's probably why a lot of the more experienced, skilled Dubai brokers are like, had enough with this.
I feel sorry for a lot of junior brokers out there in Dubai because they're getting promised the world. They're coming over. They're not able to cold call like we used to do 15, 16 years ago. You know, it was that you'd cold call and you'd try and pick up listings. You can't do that anymore. No. There's different restrictions. So you are a lot more reliant on your network. And if you don't have a network, you're pretty screwed.
And let's be honest, at 18, 19, 20, you don't really have a network.
No, you don't at all.
You know, don't know anybody. Yeah. Well, not anybody that you're going to be willing to, or that will be able to buy from.
But there is a flip side of that. If you are a junior broker and you've been here 12 months, 18 months, and you're now stepping up a gear, I admire them because they are the guys who have made it. Typically, if someone's going to fail, they fail in their first year.
Yeah.
So I think I look at some of the younger guys that have joined us. You know, they've cut their teeth. They've earned their stripes in the junior companies, and then they've stepped up to us. Fair play to them. Fair play to them. It takes it takes a brave person to walk into our. It must be quite an intimidating place as well.
I think it is. I think, you know, look, the younger guys that have joined, guys and girls, should I say, that have joined, they're playing now at that top level.
Yeah,
and they're holding their own. And I really admire that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe at the beginning they were a little bit like, small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
But they're really finding their...
No, they were the big fish.
Yeah.
Because they got to a certain level. They became the big fish in those
their previous company,
those high street agencies. And now they've stepped into us and they're a small fish again.
Small fish again.
And that's, from an ego point of view as well. Yeah. Suddenly you're not the Mac Daddy walking in, and it's that's gonna pop.
It's almost like going from primary school to secondary school, isn't it?
Yeah, you were the big kid, and now you're the little.
Now you're the little kid in year 7, and yeah, you're right. It is exactly like that. And you know what? They're growing, and I see them maturing. Like even in the way they speak, the language is getting better. The sales technique is getting better because they're surrounded by people who are very experienced.
Exactly.
You have a different type of conversation. I was on the phone the other day, and I'm not saying that I'm the best broker in the world. I'd never admit that, but
Shah is the best broker in the world.
I'm not, but I will work the hardest. Yeah. I will take that phone call at 10 o'clock at night, or 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock. Doesn't matter when it is. I will put the hours in. And what these guys are realizing is that it's not about going to have a few pints with your mate at 8 o'clock. It's about getting an extra phone call in or doing something else. Yeah. And that's what defines you from the other people who are sitting in McGettigans or wherever they may be sitting having a beer and letting their hair down. I can't do that.
Because you've got no hair.
Because I've got no hair.
Oh, dear me. But we spoke about that last time, the blood, sweat and tears that you need to put in, the hard graft. But it's interesting. I mean, Martin and Amy had said to me before that, it would be intimidating to walk into Phoenix. And that's something I need to work on. Yeah. I need to improve that so that when people walk in, it's not so scary. Because if I was a 22, 25-year-old youngster, in a couple of years under my belt and I'm surrounded by people like you, I might walk in and think, bloody hell, this is quite scary. The million, we made a casual nickname for it, but we called it the $1 Million Club. And there's people earning, last year, £1 million. £1 million, not take home, £1 million pounds take home in a year. That's footballer money. That's footballer money.
It's life changing.
Yeah,
and at a young age.
Yeah,
it's incredible. When you've got people who are, mid to late 20s, early 30s, earning £1 million.
It's mental.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
Yeah, and
there are people out there who are in multi-million pounds. And that can only happen in this industry at that young age, unless you're a footballer. Yeah. And that's what it is. And we know nothing about football, so we're going to stick to real estate.
I love it. All right, so we've gone a little bit off track there. Abu Dhabi, I now understand why you're leaning towards it, and I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Going back to the second question, in terms of a few developers who you've got rid of, developers that we have chosen not to work with. Why don't you tell our audience? Why don't you tell the guys why did we get rid of those developers?
So a multitude of reasons, no one same reason for all of them, different reasons for various ones. But what's interesting is that developers are now coming to us, telling us to take exclusivity, telling us to sell their product. And we're now cherry picking the developers we do want to work with. And we're not just talking about small independent developers. The big developers are now coming to us. We had an exclusive floor with Ellington, for argument's sake, in their latest project, which sold out within 24 hours, and we did very, very well on that and managed to achieve what we set out to achieve. And the fact that Ellington is now knocking on our door saying we want Phoenix to have exclusivity shows that the off-plan team and the other side of the business, who are also free and willing to sell off-plan as well, are capable, and we're making a huge amount of noise out there in the market, and the developers are really taking note. But the reason why we've chosen not to work with some is because we feel that it's not the greatest of investment perhaps for the investor, and we are very investor centric, and that's what it is. What you've got to realize about off-plan is, I would say there's a 90-10 split with investors versus end users, which on the secondary side is probably the other way around. 90% people buying homes, emotional, very, it's what I would akin to being a much harder sell.
Yep.
Whereas if the numbers make sense on off plan, then people are buying. And if the numbers don't make sense, we're rejecting that as a development. That could be for various reasons. No track record with the developer, no admin support, no credibility, no history. Payment plan doesn't make sense, for argument's sake. You can sugarcoat it however you want, but ultimately, if it doesn't make sense and you go, oh, but it's got a 10-year post handover, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The product's not good.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pitch that. I'm not going to put my name onto that.
I like that. I like the fact you think like that, because I mean, if you're not willing to put your money into it, or if Nathan or Martin or even myself, if we're not interested to invest, why should we be pushing our buyers onto it?
Absolutely. It doesn't make sense. That's not ethical. And that's the type of broker. And going back to the type of broker, we have brokers that dig deep. They don't just take it on face value. You don't just have a developer's agent come into the office and go, this is the best thing since sliced bread. You need to push it. We start questioning.
Yeah.
I had a very, very big developer come in last week, and they've got this great project in Abu Dhabi, or on the face of it, looks like it's great. Every broker under the sun is going, you need to buy this, you need to buy this, you need to buy this. And I posed one question, and she said to me, is your client an end user or an investor? And I said, end user. And she goes, it's not for them. I was like, well, then it's not an investor product.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean? Like if the model is that you buy it as an investor and then it appreciates in value and an end user buys it because it's where they want to be, but this isn't an end user product, then it doesn't make it an investor product. And don't get me wrong, they'll probably sell it out and people will make a huge amount of money, but I just feel really sorry for their investors, for the people that are buying into this. Because if I tell you the reason behind, you'll know exactly what it is, and I'm not going to do that. But there is a very fundamental reason why it's not a good product.
I think I know the project that and you're right. We won't name names on camera, but I do. Yeah, there's a lot of crap out there.
There is, unfortunately. You've got to be very careful. And I always look at it, and I'm sure you do the exact same thing, because you've now delved into a little bit of off plan as well recently. But
I don't know what you're talking about. If I'm not in Emirates Hills, I get a nosebleed.
Managed to. I tell you that's probably my biggest success of last year, selling Myles Bush off plan. But I've lost my trail of thought now. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was going to say something, but yeah, if it doesn't make sense for me to put my own money into it, then I'm not pitching it to anybody.
I like that.
You know,
we practice what we preach.
Yeah,
don't we?
Absolutely.
And that what a nice way to go about it as well. And I think that also helps, with confidence when you're speaking to a buyer. Yeah, I've invested myself. We're in the industry, and we're investing. You saw the units that I bought in Frank Muller. Yeah. London Gate. I think that helped the rest of the guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Myles has personally picked up 2 of the best units in the building. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. So this is what we do for a living. So interesting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look, that sort of area is Maritime City, Port Rashid Yachts and yachts and marinas. Those sorts of areas are where you will make the big money.
Okay.
Because they're still very underdeveloped.
You sold me the units, so if I don't make lots of money,
I've got to say this, haven't I? I've put my money where my mouth is at the end of it. No, they will do really, really well. And look, the payment plan is ultimately what you make your money on. The fact that it's a 30-70, you're only in for 30%. Yeah. It's not a lot of money for what you've bought. When it comes to handover, or when it gets closer to handover, you'll make 30% on that. That's my project. That's my projection. Yeah, you can hold it. It's on camera now. I've got to. Yeah, if not, then I've got to bail you out. I've got to buy it off you. But no, that is the kind of thing that makes sense, and that is, again, I always sort of full circle back to the Abu Dhabi thing. That's where the opportunity is at the moment.
This whole experience only mindset, this elite brokers only. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Because as a company owner, it's nice to beat your chest and say we've got the best team and but there is another side to it that we haven't touched on. If I was a buyer or a developer, I would want to deal with Phoenix. There's some lovely people out there, there's some lovely brokers out there who have just arrived from the UK. They've got a month or 2 months or 3 months. They might be wonderful people, but I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to put my life savings in the hands of a junior.
Absolutely.
I do want to deal with Phoenix because you're sharper, you're more intelligent, you're elite, you've got a track record, you know what you're doing. When you're investing, it's not fun, it's not a game, it's serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're dealing with people's life savings. This is make it or break it for some families. And I think there is a line where you might really love the other broker, but no.
You know, it's interesting actually. It's bang on what you say is 100% accurate, because I was sitting with a guy the other day, his client, and he goes, "But most brokers are just out for the commission." And I said, "You know what? I couldn't care less about the commission."
Brokers have got a bad reputation.
They
generally.
do, yes.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that. And I said I couldn't care less about the commission. My success comes from you going and telling all your friends and family that, you know what, I listened to Shah, he made sense, I've invested, and I've made some money.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, forget everything else.
Love it.
Yeah. And that is the most satisfying thing for me. I was sitting with a friend of mine who's just recently gone from a corporate role in a very big company to becoming a real estate broker.
Okay.
And I told him, because he was like, "Oh, can I join Phoenix?" I was like, "Look, I'd love to."
You promised him the world.
Yeah.
You said you'll make $1 million in your first
make
year.
$1 million in your first year and all. No, I didn't say any of that. I said, "You know what you need to do
next month?" Yeah.
I said to him, "You need to go and earn your stripes at a high street agency."
Great.
You know, and then come and see me.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Phoenix.
I do it every day.
Yeah.
I'm sending people away every day, and I'm saying the same thing. I'm like, go and get your experience and come back to us.
And he is 3 months in, smashing it. Now I'm thinking, shit, I should have.
No. We'll take him in 3 months. No, let's get some experience under his belt.
Absolutely.
And then we'll scoop him up. And that's what we're doing.
He's doing fantastically well.
Yeah.
But I knew he would, because he is one of those I will outwork anybody in the room kind of guys. Do you know what I mean? And that, I think, is very, very hard to find. People talk a great game, but actually, when push comes to shove, they can't act on it. They can't.
Sending somebody away to go and get experience is not about. I mean, there's somebody in your team who I sent away, and I know that it upset you, and I know that I was the bad cop, and I know that people moaned and they were angry with me because I rejected that person. But I don't have any regrets.
No.
You know, I said, go and get your experience, and you guys all were having a moan and a whinge. She went and got her experience, and then she came back and she joined with her head held high.
Yeah.
And I like the decision that I made. I stand on that decision because if she'd come over as a junior, it would have been nasty for her. It would have been embarrassing for her. She wouldn't have kept up.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't lose brokers.
The fact that she came back.
Imagine she joined and it hadn't gone to plan. That would have been a disaster. That would have been egg on our face.
Yeah. And she would have gone and never come back. The fact that she went away, actually, do you know what? Hindsight, I wasn't very happy with you at the time. Neither was Nathan. We interviewed her. She was great. And she is great. You know, she's still with us.
Now.
She's great now.
But she was too junior then.
But she was a great person.
Yeah.
But she'll always remain a great person. But now she's a great broker as well.
Yeah.
And she went and earned her stripes. And 8 months later, or a year later, whatever it was, she came back and she went, I know what I'm doing. I want to be a Phoenix.
There's lots of great people out there.
Yeah.
Look at the marketing team.
Yeah.
Andrew's a great person. Yeah. I don't want to buy a house off him.
That's a bit harsh, mate.
No,
because he's sure he can sell you a great
a
house.
marketing genius, but he's not a real estate.
No,
broker.
it's true. It's
just,
true.
It's like taking IT advice from me.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to turn my phone on.
That's so true. That is so true. He doesn't
play to your strengths.
Yeah.
You know. So I think the fact that we are not saying goodbye to people, we're telling people the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know, go away, get your experience, and we'll pick it up another. Leaving the door slightly open sometimes is a smart thing to do.
100%.
You know, a little bit of grey, not always black and white. I'm not talking about the beard either, mate. Doesn't always have to be black and white. little bit of grey.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And you know what? I think people appreciate that. People appreciate the honesty. You know, they might not appreciate it at the point that they're getting told that they're getting rejected. But the fact that the door is left slightly open, like you're a great person, just get your experience and then let's have another conversation in 12 months' time.
Yeah, totally.
And they come back and they thrive because they almost feel like they've fought for it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And that's what people do. They fight to get in through the door.
Yeah.
And they don't want to leave.
It must be weird going, you know, imagine that you were looking for a job right now and you were speaking to 10 other agencies and you went to 9 of them and they all offered you a job. And then you turned up to Phoenix and we said, no, not now. You just think this is different. This is different. I thought all agencies were recruiting in Dubai. No, we're not. You know, it would feel different, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, funnily enough, I was talking to 2 lads last night. They were young guys, hungry, 24, 25 years old. And they were like, we want to do what you guys do. I'm like, that's brilliant. It's a great industry. but you can't come to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Go and earn your stripes somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then come back to me in 12 months' time and go, do you know what, Shah? This is what I've done. This is what I know. This is what I've achieved. And I'll be like, you know
Good luck
what?
to them. Yeah, bless you.
Get over. But right now, you're not going to get what you need,
Yeah.
which is the basics
Yeah.
taught to you at Phoenix.
The micromanaging, the being limited to one area. I'm not against that. And I think if you are a brand new junior broker, the high street agencies are what you need.
Yeah.
I'm just calling people out, as I've done multiple times. You know, if you've been in the market for 12 months or more, you've got 5 or 10 deals underneath your belt, you know how to do the job,
Yeah.
and you're still on 50-50.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
That's where you need to be reaching out to Phoenix. But I think if you've just arrived in Dubai and it's your first job, definitely go. There's some great agencies out there. Are we allowed to name I know we can't name bad agencies. Are we allowed to name?
Are we allowed to name good? Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Where do we think people should go to earn their stripes?
Right, I'm gonna
you
go
kick off.
out on a limb on this one,
Yeah.
and we can cut it out if we're not allowed to do it. If I was a junior, if I was in the UK, right, and I was thinking about coming to Dubai to be a broker, I would join Allsop and Allsop.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
like that.
I think they're a good company.
Yeah. Good guys.
I know Lewis really well.
Yeah.
Nice, honest, decent, good people, good agency. They'll give you good training. That's who I'd choose. Now, if I was an experienced broker and I was chasing a brand, and I personally don't buy into all of the branded agencies, but if I was saying I need to have that brand, I'd go Sotheby's.
Sotheby's is good. Yeah.
I think they've done
Massive.
really well.
Yeah.
I think they've got some fantastic brokers. I think they've got a good track record, and I like them. And if I wanted simply a bigger slice of the pie, more commission and more flexibility, I'd come to Phoenix.
Yeah.
They're the three agencies that I like them.
Yeah. Makes sense.
There's a lot that I don't like,
Yeah.
but I won't name names on camera.
We don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that.
Okay, if I'm in your team, Shah,
Yeah.
I'm on 70%, unlike the guys that are on our typical. Most people know us for the 80-20 model.
Correct.
Your team is slightly different. It's 70-30, but you're running campaigns. You're giving me leads. Every day I'm getting new opportunities to make money. Yeah. Can you tell me about the disaster that we had with that? I know it was only 2 or 3 weeks, but it was a disaster with that different lead supplier.
Lead generation company. Yeah. Look, I mean, lead generation is a very difficult thing to do effectively. Everybody who you speak to, we are the best lead generation company in the world. We will generate X, Y, Z, and you'll make billions and billions of dollars. It's not the case.
Yeah.
And we bought into it, one of the companies at the beginning, qualified leads, this, that, the other. And then you very, very quickly realize that you have absolutely scammed me.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
awful.
and you realize very quickly that, you're saying this is a qualified lead. I'm getting hold of them and they're saying, no, we didn't inquire. That's not a qualified lead. That's not even a lead.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. So we, drew a line under that, cut our losses, shut that down. We've now found...
We wasted a lot of money on that, didn't we?
Yeah. We did waste a hell of a lot of money on it, unfortunately. But you know what? You live and learn, and you've got to go through these things in order to better yourself, right? You've got to kiss a lot of frogs.
Before you...
Prince?
I'm not... I don't want a frog or a prince, mate.
But yeah, no, you got to kiss a lot of frogs, unfortunately, before you find the right one. And now that we're working with a company that is giving us very good quality leads. Now, you know what? One thing I hear in interviews all the time, which is a telling sign of how good a broker is, they give me rubbish leads. They give me really bad quality leads.
The leads are weak.
The leads are weak. Yeah, exactly.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. And then you go, well, why? Oh, because they've not bought or they're not buying.
Yeah.
But that doesn't constitute a bad lead.
Yeah.
A good lead, in my opinion, is somebody who's inquired, the phone number and the email address is correct. When you call them, it's the right person. I'm not saying on the first call, because you might have to call them 10 times before they pick up the phone.
Yeah.
But it's the right person. That's a genuine lead. They've genuinely inquired. The contact details are correct. It's now your job as a broker or my job as a broker to sell to them.
I'm with you.
To convert that into a sale. No lead is ever going to pick up the phone and go, "Hi, Myles, I've been waiting for your phone call. My credit card number is..."
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
If that was the case, we would all be billionaires.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if any lead generation company out there is telling you that you're going to close X, Y, Z from these leads, they're having you on, they're pulling your leg. It's all down to how good you are in converting that lead.
Do you know what? To turn a negative into a positive, when we had that bad experience with that particular lead generation company, it was bad and it was annoying and it was a waste of money, but we dealt with it well. You know, we handled it. We didn't sit on it for 3, 4, 5 months, letting our brokers be in pain.
Yeah.
We just went, okay, we gave it I think it was 2 weeks that we tried it for. Yeah. You and I then got on the phone. We actually started calling a load of those leads and we went, "You're right, they're crap." Yeah. And we pied them off. You know, we binned them off on that same day, which is the right thing to do. We owe that to our team. Yeah. We owe that to I think all company owners should be doing that. Not letting their brokers sit there and suffer and have drama. Fix it. You know, if your leads are rubbish, fix it. Yeah. That's our responsibility, isn't it? As a company owner.
100%.
That's our duty. That's our duty.
That's our duty. Yeah, absolutely. And that only comes about from the meetings that we have, because I can sit here and have one-on-one meetings and somebody might be a little bit nervous to say the leads are bad or whatever, but you know, the meetings that I have with my team on a Tuesday and a Thursday are open table conversations, because I'm not there to train you with anything, because you're all experienced brokers as it is. It's more a conversation of, right, let's put 10 collective heads together and fix any issues that we have. And it's a brainstorming session. And funnily enough, one of the brokers last week said he came from, am I allowed to name them?
No.
Okay. Came from one of the bigger agencies and said, "These meetings add so much more value to my life than I ever had at the previous company."
Good.
And that said it all. And he said that in front of absolutely everybody. Yeah. Because what we're doing, we're dissecting what the issues are. Yeah. And let's be honest, every day there's going to be problems. There's going to be roadblocks that we've got to overcome. And if you put 10 heads together, it's better than one. Yeah.
100%.
10 experienced people who have been doing this job for a collective period of probably 50, 60, 70 years. Yeah. They're going to have come up with something like this previously, and they'll tell you what worked and what didn't work.
Look, if I was an off-plan broker in today's market, I'd love to be in your team. You know, you're one of the top names out there. You're one of the most successful off-plan brokers. Pay me later. Pay me later. But you know, you've got to look up to your boss, haven't you? Yeah. Surely that's the idea. Imagine you're an off-plan broker and you're looking up at your sales manager or your company owner, and they're not really a heavyweight. Where are you going to go with that?
Happens often.
You know, look at what we've done in the luxury segment, for example. Look what we've done in Albarari, Emirates Hills, Palm Jumeirah. You know,
biggest sale of the year last week, Emirates Hills.
Yeah, but it's only January.
Well done, mate. Yeah, but still,
true.
But that's a massive, massive achievement.
Yeah,
and that's going to take a lot of. You know, to beat that, that's going to take a lot of work.
Yeah. But look, I think that the point, we know what we're doing. Yeah. We know what we're doing. Yeah. This is not our first rodeo. You know, if you come and join Phoenix, you are surrounded by heavyweights. And that's what it's the same as sport, isn't it? Yeah. You know, if you play with really good players.
You're going to try and use a football analogy.
I'm not going to use football, mate. You're going to end up at Guildford United. You're going to end up at
Guildford United.
You know, if you play with good players, you're going to get good. If you play and if you surround yourself by rubbish, average players, you're not going to grow. Yeah. And I think that's so true in real estate as well. You know, pull yourself out your comfort zone. You're not here for your health. You're not here for the fun. Take it more seriously. Make some money.
Make some money. Yeah, absolutely. Change your life.
Yeah, get hungry. Get in the right environment. Yeah. Because you might, you know, I feel sorry not just for the junior brokers out there. I actually feel sorry for some of the senior brokers who are working at junior companies. Imagine that. Imagine if imagine you're a heavyweight, serious broker, but you're surrounded in one of those junior companies. You know the sort of companies I'm talking about. You're being tarred with the same brush.
Yeah.
I'd be embarrassed to hand over my business card. I'd be like, oh no, because you're gonna straight away. You know, you can't sit there and go, I'm the number one. You just sound like a knob. If you're just walking in there saying I'm the best broker, yeah, but your colleagues are crap.
Yeah, it happens, unfortunately, doesn't it? But the thing is, people get comfortable and complacent, and they've achieved, and they've almost outgrown it. But maybe they're a little bit scared that, like being at the top of the tree.
Of course I do.
You know, and like what we said, it's moving from primary school to secondary school.
Yeah.
Don't want to be the new boy.
No.
Don't want to be the new kid.
They're currently Billy Big Balls.
Yeah.
And they're doing really well.
Yeah.
And they come over to us and they're average. They're in the middle.
Yeah. Well, do you know what's funny, actually? Some of the top players in other companies wouldn't even hit halfway on our board.
I know.
Which
I love that, by the way.
Which makes me really wonder, like, you know, these guys are being celebrated. Oh, you know, he did 2.5 million dirhams last year. And you go, you're not even halfway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
And that's a daunting thought for that 2.5 million dirham broker. But if he doesn't leave, or if she doesn't leave and come into somewhere like us, you're not going to get to the 7, 8, 9 million dirham mark.
Of course, exactly.
You know,
it's your environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to step up. You want to be in a better environment. Your environment is everything.
Absolutely.
Talk to me more about social media, because coming from a tech dinosaur like me, I mean, you know, I'm very much in the shadows. I don't have social media. I don't have Instagram or anything like that. And I know people laugh at me and take the mickey out of me, and I'm fine with that. But I'm starting to see the sort of money that you're making. You know, you're pretty big on social media. We've got a few influencers that work for us. You're making money. You're making money off of your social.
One thing I will say, like, I make a fundamental point of saying I don't take any of the leads.
Okay.
All of those leads go out to each member of the team. And it's done in a very fair way. It's a round robin system. Doesn't matter if you're the top billing broker or the lowest billing broker. The leads come to you depending on where you are on the list.
It's fair.
Okay, it's fair. Now, you've asked me this question on many occasions. Well, if you're not taking the leads, where are you getting your deals from? I do all of my stuff from networking, which is my key core part of my business. And more recently, and I say the last 12 months or so, from my social media.
Okay.
So I will put out a video, and I'm not doing it as often as I possibly should, because I'm still focused on managing the team and helping them and giving them support and going out to broker developers and trying to get exclusive this and exclusive that, better commission rates or better payment plans or whatever it may be. But the videos I put out videos that are valuable. I'm not gimmicky. I'm not trying to sell something. I'm just telling people what I'm doing. And I think people really value that. And let's be honest, anything when it comes to business, I firmly live by the saying that marketing is everything. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to put the company out there. You've got to beat your chest about the fact that, you know what, we've done the biggest transaction of the year today. Yeah, given it's January.
Yeah.
But we've also got the largest estate in all of Dubai on the market at the moment. Exclusively.
Yeah.
Why is that? You know, we're not any fly-by-night company. Yeah. We are a very big player in this field. And if you're not using that to your advantage, then you're kind of missing a trick. You know, my USP is always, whenever I get on the phone, like, I will put into the conversation, I'm an investor first. Yeah. That is my unique selling point of my pitch. I'm an investor first. I'm not a broker. Yeah. I broker last, but I'm going to tell you my story. And that's what selling is, ultimately. Selling is storytelling.
I sometimes think I would have done a lot better if I'd been on Instagram and
100%. Yeah. Because you know what? Every single person, apart from you, is on it. Do you know what I mean? They're scrolling. They're seeing it. They're looking at you. And it's really funny, actually. My kids find it mega embarrassing. We'll go out for dinner and somebody will recognize me and they'll come and go, "You're Shah." And
that's why I'm not on social. Exactly. That's exactly, you just answered my question.
And they're going, "Okay, I'm sorry, so sorry." And my line is always, "I'm so sorry, but my memory's not what it used to be."
You're like, maybe I've forgotten. Can you bugger off? I'm having dinner with my family.
But they'll go, "Oh, we follow you on Instagram."
Are you Insta famous? Can I have your autograph?
No,
You
no,
like-
mate. I reserve that.
Z-lister.
Special people. Yeah. Even worse, I'm the hashtag lister.
I don't know what that means.
Past the alphabet. No, but if you're in that space and somebody's looking for real estate, they'll know who you are. So we're here, January 2026. 2025 was a big year for Phoenix.
Yeah.
Big year for yourself.
Yep.
What are your 3 best moments of 2025?
Oh, that's you can't ask me that.
Yeah, I can. I've just done it.
Winning the best agency in Dubai is pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool.
That's
isn't it?
cool. Yeah. That's
You know,
cool.
I've always been, entering a lot of those awards. I think a lot of them are naff, to be honest. And as much as I love the portals, the companies that get awarded the best agency from the portals is usually the guys that spend the most money. So I quite like the fact that it was the International Property Awards. You know, that's the magazine. That's in Emirates Airlines, first class, business class. That's cool. So to be seen as the best agency in Dubai, best, not biggest,
Yeah.
is cool. And the whole submission was based on, the whole entry, the whole narrative was that we are the best agency because of the people that work for us.
Yeah.
We're not talking about who's got the flashiest website or the best whatever. It's the quality of the broker that works at Phoenix. And that was our narrative, which is a bit different. We entered the awards and we won.
Big deal.
Yeah.
I was super proud of that.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And I mean, for me, yeah, pat on the back, whatever. It's cool. It was a nice feeling to enter and win. But I like the fact that it's helped our brokers because a lot of our team have come up to me and said, I used that.
Yeah.
They took a photo with them and the award. It's a gold plaque, but just saying that we won the best agency in Dubai. And they've used that with their sellers, and their sellers have therefore given them exclusivity, which has earned them a paycheck.
And what's interesting, I've seen some of the guys come and ask Andrew to put it on their business card
Okay.
so that they can hand it to people.
Love that.
Do you know what I mean? Which is really cool because they're proud of it.
Yeah.
Proud of the fact that they're at one of the best agencies.
Yeah.
Not the biggest, the best agencies in Dubai.
I would hate to own the biggest agency in Dubai.
Imagine the headache that will come with that, though.
Well, think if you are the biggest agency in Dubai, your business model involves you're a creche. Am I allowed to say that? You're bringing in 20, 30 junior kids every month, and 19 of them fail, and 1 or 2 of them succeed. I don't want to be in that environment.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be tarnished with that brush. I don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
I like being sharp, elite. Look at the guys that work with us. Wealthy, successful, intelligent. That's got some weight behind it.
100%. 100%.
So yeah, I think winning the award was pretty cool.
Second one?
I don't think. Can I say the Christmas party? I shouldn't really.
It depends for what reason.
It's having a good party. Yeah.
We had a really good rave up.
No, that was a
That was a good night, actually.
magical.
It was amazing.
Very special night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one doesn't count, so we'll put that one to one side.
Okay. A third one? No.
Second.
Just seeing our guys improve. I mean, I know it sounds a bit corny, but the whole Phoenix was, coming out of the ashes and people improving and the word rising. So to see people get stronger and stronger and stronger. And like I said, we've had, let's say, 50 or 60 people join the company and get stronger and earn more money. And they're happier people.
Yeah.
Yes, 1, maybe 2 people have joined and it didn't go to plan.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If you want to try and please everybody, sell ice cream.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah, absolutely. Nobody has a problem with ice cream unless you're on a diet. But
yeah, so I'm very proud of where it's gone. I'm very proud of the journey that we're on, and I'm excited about the future.
I've got a third that you've missed out.
What?
Finance world.
What about it?
You forget that you came into like the top 50 real estate icons in the UAE.
Yeah.
Not a big deal for you. Look at you walking like
again, not my I don't know.
You're too modest, mate. That's what it is. Too modest.
Social media, me, that's not me. I like to sit in the boardroom with 3, 4, 5 of our guys and help them.
Yeah.
And see people grow and see people improve. Me getting in the media and it's not me.
No?
It's not me.
Okay, so we've obviously just talked about 2025.
Yeah.
I think we can go tick.
Yeah.
That was good. Moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Your crystal ball now. What do you see?
Can I
2026.
Can I touch the crystal ball? What do I see in terms of the market or the company?
Both.
So in terms of the market, I agree with you. Abu Dhabi is where it's at the moment. It's pretty exciting. Where we focus, I enjoy. We've got a good presence in secondary, especially luxury, the luxury market. I like the path that we're on. In terms of the company, I also like the path that we're on.
Yeah.
I don't want to make massive changes. I think entrepreneurs and business people often get that wrong. They feel like they need to change. Well, I disagree. I'm a bit old school. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
I agree. Yeah.
We're doing really well. The team's doing really well. People are happy. Our guys are making a lot of money. I don't want to be honest, I don't want to change anything. That might sound really boring and really unadventurous, but sometimes when you're onto a good thing, just
stick at it.
Stick at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep rolling.
I agree with that. Like you say, if it's not broken, don't fix it, because what are you trying to fix? What are you trying to better? What are you trying to squeeze out of it? And you've got more of a risk of potentially ruining it.
Totally. We've got, look, there are downfalls. There are things that we could do better. But we know what they are and we're already fixing them.
Yeah.
So, we're not oblivious to it. We know where our strong points are. We're trying to fix the areas that we're not so strong in. We listen to our team. I mean, look what we did at the end of December. I put that ridiculous pub quiz out there and people thought I was bonkers, just with really strange questions. And what are you most proud of? Would you like to start doing fitness mornings? Do you use the award to your advantage? And it was really random questions, but I sat there on purpose. And those questions that I asked were very pointed. And that feedback that I got from a room of 80 solid brokers, I sat there that night and the night afterwards compiling it. I went over it with Nathan and Martin and yourself and dissected that feedback. And we looked for places that we could improve the business.
Yeah.
So we listened to the team. We listened to the team. We're on a good path. I want to stay on the same path.
Valuable feedback. And you've got to listen to what the people are saying.
Of course.
What the masses are saying, and you've got to act on it. It's all good and well doing the quiz, but if you just sat on it and did nothing, then, but I've seen the positive changes, even in the last 3 weeks that we've been in January. We came back and boom, boom, boom. There were things that had changed.
Do you think there's anything that we could do better?
Look, I think there's always room for improvement, but it's more fine-tuning than not. Yeah, I think the fundamentals are there.
Okay.
I'm happy with the way the company is run. I'm happy with the brokers. I'm happy with the recruitment, the marketing, all of that sort of stuff. What else is there? I mean, I think the expansion has to focus. I'm sitting here, banging on about Abu Dhabi. I think the expansion has to go in that area, towards that direction. And we've got to open the eyes of Abu Dhabi brokers to our way of working.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of brokers out there who are very competent, very capable, who are sitting on 50-50 or 60-40, and they just don't know that something else exists.
Yeah.
And we've got to really push it in front of them and go, right, we've got something where we think you're going to thrive. And once their eyes is open to that, I think we'll be able to recreate what we have here over there.
Yep.
And now we've got the off-plan stuff. And bear in mind, Abu Dhabi is very much off-plan. There isn't enough stock in Abu Dhabi, from a secondary perspective. So it's very much off-plan. So if we can take, let's say, the Phoenix 70-30 model or something along those lines and go, we're going to give you leads. These are good leads.
And you're going to get a larger slice.
And you're going to get a larger slice. And you're going to get support. And you're going to get a couple of weekly training sessions if you need it.
Yeah.
That is where I see the improvements could come moving forward.
Maybe I should be a bit more detailed in my wording. Come to Phoenix, it's better.
Yeah, exactly. Or keep it simple. Yeah, exclamation mark. But yeah, that's where I see, where we could. It's not even an improvement; it's just progression.
Fine tuning.
Yeah, fine tuning.
You said it well.
Yeah. So it's a good conversation.
Mate, it's always a good conversation. And if we got 33,000 views 12 months ago, I'd hope for at least 34,000 this year.
I'd go a little bit more and go 34 and a half.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, but I'm always a bit more optimistic than not. But anyway,
let's get it done.
Good.
Let's get it done. I think it's been nice to set our stall out and be clear with our achievements and our expectations for the year ahead.
Yep.
I think it's important that people get to know you and me. Most people do know you. Nobody knows me.
A lot of people know you.
No.
You just don't know it. Sounds ominous.
I'm just antisocial. I stick me in the corner. Just put me back in my box.
But moving forward, I want to do this again in hopefully another 12 months.
Let's do it every 12 months.
But sitting in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
There's a...
Boom. There's a nice way to finish.
There's a nice way to finish. Thank you very much.
Done. Thanks.
Cheers, man.